film.
We have such sights to show you.
Welcome back to the TDMMVI, a horror podcast. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm Jared Lees.
And this is going to be part one of a two-parter here with Jason's amazing son, Tom. We're going to be talking about the first two Frankenstein movies. And I'm super excited. I watched the first Frankenstein for the first time back when we covered the Del Toro movie. I watched the second one for the first time today. And I really just, I'll save my opinion. You'll see how I felt about them. But yeah, so this is going to be the first episode, and let's jump into it. What year did this movie come out?
1931.
31. That's a long time ago. And
It's the year I was born.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're here, as I said earlier, with Tom. And Tom, what was the reason you wanted to pick this movie to talk about?
I guess it's been my hyperfixation since the Del Toro movie came out. Because my childhood was the Universal monsters, and Frankenstein was always my favorite.
Okay.
And there's so many films. I think I've got 14 that I've watched. Because you just keep finding them.
Because there's so many with the name Frankenstein on it. Yeah.
It's the gift that keeps giving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this movie I watched for the first time when we covered the Del Toro Frankenstein. If you haven't watched that, go check that out. And I remember kind of going into it being like, oh, this is a classic. It's going to be good. And was kind of amazed by how even by today's standards, this is a really fun movie. It's funny at times. It's legitimately sad at moments and things. And yeah, it's a really good pick. I'm glad that we can actually just sit down and just talk about this movie in particular and not just kind of use it as a frame of reference.
It's such a weird one too, because all the acting style back in the 30s were very, stagey and theatric. And then Karloff threw 70 pounds of mortician's wax and gray paint can make you cry. He has tears on his face that don't get absorbed by the makeup. He's just incredible in this. So Tom, so this is your childhood as a Universal Monsters. Which is the one you saw first, do you think?
I have no memory because this is how I remember things is from Monster High lore. And so that came out in 2010, and I already knew all of the Universal monsters at that point. So pre being 10 is when I started Monsters. So I don't even know. It was probably Frankenstein because she showed it to me.
Probably. I know one of Thomas's early, by the way, Tom's my kid in case anyone's not paying attention. That's how we got him on the show. Otherwise I couldn't afford him. Thomas's first movie cry, he had watched E.T. and didn't faze him. And then we watched Monster Squad. And at the end, when the creature's floating away, Thomas had big old thick baby tears in his eyes. He's probably 3 or 4. I'm trying to think. And I'm like, yes, I got him.
Snag him.
You literally make friends. I had to make much like the monster to make Thomas. So I know he went to Monster Squad, but then somewhere in there he discovered Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And that was your jam for a long time. What's that?
That one holds up still too.
Yeah.
That one's hilarious.
And it's weird because usually most comedy doesn't last 10 years. You try and watch The Hangover right now, it's not funny anymore. But Abbott Costello is absolutely the greatest. Now, what was your first take, Spitzer?
First take
of the Frankenstein 31.
Yeah, I like I said, I went into it. I was expecting it to be serviceable, especially for the time. I mean, it's crazy how much even today is inspired by shots and things from this movie. And it definitely earns its place. It's like how when we covered Freddy Krueger recently, and it's one of those movies where it's you kind of just take for granted, oh yeah, it's really good. And then when you sit down and watch it, it's oh wait, no, this is actually really good. It's actually really fun to watch. Yeah, I feel the same way about this, where it's there's so much moments in there that got a physical reaction out of me, either laughter or genuine sadness. And it's impressive that it's able to kind of feel so timeless as well. I mean, it helps that it was also a period piece of its time, so that definitely helps. But yeah, I love it. The moment that comes to mind every time I think about this movie is there's the regular human brain next to the criminal human brain, and like that's just so funny to me. Like that's just like labeled that way, and the guy, he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll take the normal one." And just immediately smashes it on the ground. It's like, well, I guess I'm going for this one.
We watched this just last night to refresh, and I was kind of watching it more clinically, and I've never noticed that when Fritz goes to and he doesn't quite do the finger point, Young Frankenstein, Marty Feldman, but he shows the normal brain, and he takes the lid off for some reason, and then goes to leave. And I'm like, why is he taking the lid off? And also right before that, when they're digging, they find the guy hanging by the road. Oh no, he won't work because his neck's been broken. Well, the other brain's in a jar, but again, this shouldn't be overthought. Sure. For me, the first time I saw this, and I don't remember, I'm kind of like Tom. It predates my memory, but I know the tape we had. It was taped off of, we're in California, and it was like the Tuesday night sci-fi where we haven't mentioned on the show before. Like 1 week would be Universal Classics or a monster movie. One would be a Godzilla movie. One would be a samurai movie. Other week would be like just fight movies. But this one was on a tape, and I remember it because it would fezz out in certain parts. And I know that in we had it on a beta. So when the little girl's on there, like the commercial break wasn't edited out quite right. So I don't remember when the setup when she shows up. So when I watched it last night, oh, that's forgot. She's out playing in the field. My favorite scene of this is when the monster first shows up. It's when he walks in the room backwards. That's the one where I'm talking about. It's like, if I could, Thomas has asked me before, so Dad, when you have a stroke, not if, but when you have a stroke and you forget things, which movies do you want to watch again for the first time? And it was like, well, it's going to be Frankenstein and that backwards walk into the room when people just empty their bowels, because that doesn't look like a person in a makeup. That looks like no one has seen Karloff. And he'd been in movies like 40 movies before this. But when he backs into that room, I don't care why he's backing up. It doesn't matter. He's got some showmanship to him. When he turns around and then the camera does those Kurosawa cuts for no reason, cuts closer, then then back out. People had to just lose their poop. That is just and the thing is, it's just it's one of those scenes where the bravery to make that, to do that, to have that be like, we know this is going to work. We're going to show this makeup this close and it's going to work. I love that scene so much.
Yeah. There's a lot of confidence with this movie, which is, I feel like maybe back in the day, maybe it was easier to be confident because it's like, it's still such a new art form, even now.
But I mean, it's crazy. The camera's like 400 pounds, you can't see what you're shooting. You just point it at the actors and you assume right. It, and you have to trust the tape measure to be in focus to get up that, because there's shots in this one that are out of focus. It doesn't matter what version you have.
Sure.
But then also anytime the camera, there's a shot in this one where you're in the lab, and then they go like a soap opera. They go past the door and they show the wall go past it to show them going up the stairs to meet everyone visiting the windmill, not the windmill, the tower. I mean, for that to move, you have to convince people. Okay, I need 5 crew guys to do this. We're going to set it up for an entire day. This has to be not like today where you grab a GoPro or like a Steadicam, you walk it over there. You have to measure it out. You have to have everything measured out. And they have to like, okay, trust me, this is going to work. I just the amount of the craftsmanship in this thing.
Yeah, I also like the subtlety that I feel like subtlety's kind of been my my major gripe with like a lot of modern horror movies where it's like no one knows how to be subtle anymore. But this like is it Fritz? Is that his name? The little
Fritz is
his like death reveal is like they almost don't even draw any attention to it. Like he's just hanging in the background of that one shot, and then they open the door, you see it for a moment, and then they have to run out of the room really quick. Like I liked that. I think part of it's because like there's still the idea of like a stage play kind of thing, where it's like, but like on obviously nowadays there'd probably be like a close-up shot of the body hanging there, and
you'd have a tongue dangling the side, and they would have been on camera. They wouldn't have waited to have him walk in the room and show it. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I also noticed on this first time viewing, they find Fritz, they leave to go get the poison, the sedative. They go back in there, and Fritz is gone. So I'm just like, well, wow, he got away. He's alive.
He's one of the sequels, I'm sure.
Different, same actor, different character though.
Yeah.
Tom, so what do you think about this? We on this right point?
Yeah. I was gonna say thing I wanted to talk about was like the beginning intro of like the like trigger warning basically in
Yeah.
1931, and how like just like that the movie itself I really like wouldn't trigger people today, but that in 1931 did.
Mhm.
And especially like the theatrical cut got like censored so much. So I'm so curious as like there was like they talked about how like people fainted in like the audience and all that fun stuff, and like how shocking it was of the time. And like I feel like Obsession should have had like the guy come out from a curtain and be like, "Hey,
I want to see
you love
Curry
your
Barker.
cat, leave now." Like,
Curry Barker walk out and go, the cat, it might be a problem. You
right.
love cats? Kitty, yeah, yeah.
It might shock you. It might even horrify you.
So what were some of the cuts?
I think the girl getting I almost said yeeted. The girl getting thrown into the lake originally cut with like Boris Karloff basically doing like this, and then it like cut.
Mhm.
And so you didn't see him like put her into the lake or anything. And in the one of the books I read, Boris Karloff did not want to do that at all.
Mhm.
Like he was originally supposed to put like over his head, throw her into the water. And then he was like, what if I just like put her in there? And so they like got a happy medium
Mhm.
of what they got. And then the censors were like, no, we're not showing that.
Which to me, it makes it worse. Because I mean, the version I grew up with, it goes from he just reaches for her, and then it cuts to the villagers. It doesn't cut to the dad carrying her yet. It goes to the village and they're prepping everything. And I always thought that he like strangled her, like accidentally. Like he reaches for her and then like just his big strong hands broke her. And now and we caught the director's cut, quote unquote, where he picks her up and then he starts bawling because he's so upset because she's just a flower. She's a pretty little flower. It's heartbreaking.
It really is. Yeah, and I think the shot. It's weird that got cut because I think the shot of the dad carrying the dead body through the streets is like way more graphic. Like just like carrying this dead child.
He's a limp child.
Yeah.
Well, then he's like, I mean, she drowned, but then he goes, oh, she drowned, and he tells the Burgermeister, no, she was murdered. And if you're with the movie, it's like, okay, well, is her neck broken? Is it like all bruised up, or is there what happened? But they never say, and they shouldn't say. They don't need to get that garish on it. Tom, in your research, was the ending, spoiler alert for a movie that's from 1931? I know originally they were supposed to that and I don't know why he's Henry and not Victor in this version. I've never understood that. But in the original version of it, Henry dies up on the hill after the windmill, and then it stops. I'm assuming it stops like in the play. And for me, the film should end with the windmill collapsing. But there's that scene with his dad and all the housemaids, and it's just the most like, hey, I'm going to go repeat a line from earlier on and have my wine, and now it's a happy ending. Was that added on too, Tom?
I believe they just said they wanted like the happy ending of him not dying at the end, and so that's why he has like the wedding basically. Because originally, yeah, he was supposed to die.
Yeah, because they carry his body away and they're like, take him back to town. His limp soul, because the way I love when they toss him off the windmill. He hits that fan blade pretty hard.
Yeah,
to just be. He's a dummy. He wasn't committed the way Karloff was. What did you guys think of Colin Clive as Henry?
He's like, I was gonna say all of the acting in this is like very good still. Like it's
very modern, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of blows my mind how when you really think about how old this movie is, it's like how completely watchable it is for a modern audience. It's mind blowing.
There's a couple performances which are great performances for 1931, and I don't mean to be belittling it.
Careful,
but it's
this.
What I just mean is someone who's like a historian who goes, that's the style back then. It'd be like knocking someone for a hair band in the 80s. Well, yeah, they're supposed to be. That's the style of it. As Elizabeth May Clark, I always watch her and I go, oh, she is doing such a stage play, but everyone around her is in the modern time. And then the guy who's the quote like the boyfriend, the John Boyles guy, I don't know. That was also a staple back then to have the backup guy for the lover, like it would make a little romantic kind of thing. They're both in they're in a 30s movie. This could be The Big Goodbye or a gangster movie, the same kind of style. But then you have Colin Clive, who's just, you look at him and he's just so intense. And I have no idea how they recorded sound back then because the camera was louder than a car. If it's not a dub. There's probably mics on the set, but he's so in your face. Like he's acting now. He could go toe to toe with like Liam Neeson in a Taken movie as the bad guy. I mean, he's been dead for 100 years, but besides that,
And even when we talk about the sequel too, that's a much more like subtle kind of performance, and but still really good. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, how did he know to like dial back the performance and not be like a stage performer? Because at the time, like you said, everyone else was, acting in the style of the modern day. And I also
to the back of the house. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that was off-putting to like audiences back then. Like, oh, why is this guy, not not doing stage performances? So he's acting so realistic. It's weird.
It probably did make him uncomfortable. Well, the one line we're talking about cut bits. My version growing up, I keep sounding like I'm so old. This is like the 70s. Wasn't that crazy? But it was like, public access TV. The line after "It's alive, it's alive," which still makes my skin crawl. I love it. It makes you just the shivers when they go, "It's alive, it's alive." And I always cut there. And my version had a big thunderclap, and then the edit, and then the actual version it has. He goes, "What's the line, Tom?"
I know what it feels like to be God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it knows what I feel like to be a god. It's very important that the A is in there. And the censors back then did not like that. They wouldn't go for it. And it's kind of crazy, but that line had to throw people off, I bet. Back in the day.
It's like, blasphemy.
Blasphemy, yeah. Well, that's what they call it. The ratings board goes, oh, it's in danger of being blasphemous, because blasphemous didn't mean it was bad. It means, oh, that person's going to hell, and we can't do it. Let's talk a little bit about Karloff here, the man. Henry William Pratt. Henry William, yeah. No, it's not Henry. It's William Henry Pratt. It's his real name, right? My brain just turned off. But Boris Karloff. This is, everyone talks about Dracula being the king back then, Bela Lugosi. For me, it's Boris Karloff. I mean, he in this movie, if it was someone else, anyone else, it's just the guy in a costume. This guy, just a legend, Tom.
Did you know that Dracula was originally supposed to play Frankenstein?
Now, I've heard that, and I still deny it.
You still deny it? I just think that's so, like, they're like, well, we got this one guy, we'll just have him play this role.
Well, he's our star. We own him because the studios owned people back then. But having Bela Lugosi as Dracula, I know that there's a long lost makeup test of him as the monster where he looks like the Golem, like a big clay guy. And I'm like, and then when he was mad, he didn't get enough lines. Is that what it was?
It was, he didn't want his face covered and there wasn't lines. So like,
that's funny.
What a diva that Bella.
And then he's in like, what is it? Son of Frankenstein later. And so he eventually got to be there.
And he plays the monster then too. And I think he plays Igor. And then I think he originates Igor, and then he plays the monster when they put Igor's brain in there in one of the, is it Son of or is it Ghost of?
I think it's Ghost.
Okay. Because Son of is still Karloff as the monster. Okay.
Yeah, I've only ever seen the first two, so sounds like the series gets off the rails at some point.
the first three are Karloff, as the monster, as the whole thing. And after that, they do kind of like Len Strange pops in, Lon Chaney Jr. plays the monster. It kind of rotates through. But Karloff is this guy. Me, I've mentioned before how I'm a shallow bastard. I acknowledge, especially now watching him, that the Bride is probably it is a better movie. It's better made, the craftsmanship, the story, the pacing. But for me, I'm always going to love Frankenstein, the original, because if Karloff in that makeup, he looks like a walking corpse. It's the one that's burned into my brain. It's inked somewhere on here. He was in his 40s. He was a starving actor, so he was so gaunt and skinny. By the sequels, he's actually can afford food, so he's a bigger guy. But he is just such a presence in this first one, and he's no joke. He's great in all of them. He's great in The Grinch. He's awesome in everything he's done.
Yeah, he really he's able to convey this like super dangerous, powerful, strong child, pretty much. Like he plays because he's kind of clumsy, and he's like very curious about things, and it's all without any dialogue at all. He does a great job.
Yeah, and he's going from silent movies to talkie. So I don't know if the audience loves him so much because like he wasn't talking. He was still doing a silent performance, but it's all behind, and the eyes are half blocked by, mortician's wax. So even then he's acting around everything, and it's just such a amazing performance. And they've tried to recreate the makeup, because the makeup, even in like when Glenn Strange does it a little bit, or the modern day, you can't just put on Boris Karloff's face but also have that soft side to him, and then his voice, of course, is the Grinch. Everyone's grown up with this guy being the greatest person ever. And he was a great guy. The world's, poor for him not being here. I'm just ramble on.
I also want to talk about Tom. You asked us to watch the 1910.
The silent film.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I was like kind of blown away.
I was like, how did this get the making of the monster to be the creepiest in 1910? That was terrifying.
Yeah, it takes such a long time, but it's like not in like a bad way at all. It's like very just like such a slow build as this thing like animates itself. It's creepy and gross.
The arm starts moving and you're like, what is it?
It's who made it again? It was the Edison.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I had my last deep dive into Frankenstein, that hadn't been found yet. I saw photos from it. I'd seen the monster design. I'd never seen it until today. Since then, it's on YouTube now. It's like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So
and it feels like it's 4. Like
it's weird. It flies by, and I love all the titles. Frankenstein Goes to College, like it's a party movie, And I love how they don't have dialogue cards for the whole thing. They're just talking, and then they finally put up a card saying he discovered he's bad, But I love that they have this, and it was a magic trick. It was we have the power of film. The audience is going to watch it, So I'm assuming, I'm guessing how they made it, but even then, it's amazing. They have the dummy covered with probably wax of the monster. He can do it. They light him on fire, and then they play it in reverse. This is probably even more amazing to people seeing it in 1910, 20 years before Frankenstein. If I think people are pooping themselves for Boris Karloff walking out in makeup, if you're watching this, you don't know, because if people freaked out when a train came towards the camera and passed out, and they're watching this skeleton slowly burning away and having skin just pop up on it, and then not waving at you. He's trying to get out of the oven, is to say. It's great. I mean, but even then, when he does show up and comes out of the cage, when he faces Frankenstein and the betrothed, I think, his head kind of is flat on top. I mean, it's a very gremlin-y, sort of like Mephistopheles devil kind of guy dancing around, being like almost like a Pennywise dance, but his head's kind of flat on top.
Yeah,
which makes me go, did Jack Pierce? And then in the Karloff makeup, everyone, the estates, not the ones that live, Thomas will probably have better facts than I do. They all fought for who designed the flat-headed makeup. Was it James Whale, the director? I know Colin Clive at one point said his idea. Everyone had ideas, and then Jack Pierce, the makeup, genius. He was saying his idea, but having the flat top, but it's there in the Edison version too. His head's kind of flat.
I was wondering if was this the original depiction of like an actual visual depiction of.
I bet there's probably books that have etchings in it.
Okay.
Because the book was what, 1818, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
yeah. So it's like old. So they've been around for 110 years before, 90 years before the Edison version. Yeah. So there probably had to be some form of. I know as soon as 31 hit, every book until now has Boris Karloff's face on it, whether it's legal or not.
Sure.
Even the De Niro one looks kind of like Karloff. But I give Del Toro a point. He went to Bernie Wrightson for his. Now we're going to talk about Del Toro's one. Tom, so what is it about the Frankenstein movie, whether it's Del Toro or this one, that speaks to you the most? I mean, for me, I'm not talking out class here. It's the, I think everyone watching it, it's the outsider. It's the kid who doesn't fit in. And you side with the monster. No one's watched this movie and going, you know what, that scientist is getting a bad rap.
Right. I think everyone is like, I'm team the monster. Like everyone's been exiled out. I think as like a child with asthma in a small town, you're like, well, I've been Frankenstein. I mean, I've been the monster. Like, and so I think that's why I always enjoyed Frankenstein. He was always my favorite. Even as a kid, I was like, well, Dracula is overrated. I want the monster. Like, he was the cooler design and everything. Like, and like the bride, he got like a cool bride. Like,
yeah.
I also think just as a kid, if I'm putting myself in the shoes of a child, that's a weird thing to say, but if I had to like pick one of the monsters to hang out with, it would be Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is weird. He's the one that kills kids.
Exactly. You know,
none of the other monsters ever killed a kid, ever got close to a killing kid. And Frankenstein is like a couple of kids, because apparently he killed one in Bride also.
Yeah. He goes wild in Bride. I was kind of amazed.
And I always forget that too, because I always get them all messed together. Yeah, but growing up with asthma, that is the guy that can't talk and you're wheezing and you're kind of lumbering through life. It is absolutely that thing. And let's face it, this it's been 100 years. Dracula's kind of a dick. You know, I mean, he goes in there and he's kind of rapey. He's kind of gross.
He's kind of a sex
and he's kind of he's come on, everyone. Oh, wolves, creatures of the night. Shut up. You know, we see it coming. Garlic breath. You know, but I think that's one thing that every because I know that the Tom, you've read the book recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does the monster portrayed? Is he as sympathetic as Karloff's version?
I guess in the book he like learns to talk. He has full like
very fast,
kind of like the Del Toro one. It's like he learns dialogue. He like talks about like, you did this to me, and now you just like Victor is a bad dad. He like left the second he was created, and so like it's interesting the different versions of it, because in the book it doesn't even talk about the creation of the monster. It just like it's here basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's what I've enjoyed watching all these movies, is how everyone has like done the creating of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's why I was like the melting in the whole 1910 one. I was like, what, they got it first try. Like really cool.
You can't top that.
Like
I just see that as Hellraiser. There's a scene in Hellraiser when Frank comes back.
Whoa.
And it's kind of the same thing where he is melting, and then they reverse it, and it's I couldn't get that one hand at the end that pops up in Hellraiser is this guy's hand, and I'm like, yeah, everyone's Hellraiser is breaking the mold. I'm like, Edison did this 70 years before that, and then it gets lost to the ages. But yeah, it's funny because Karloff comes along and they make the monster the sympathetic hero. I remember the book being, it is a father-son story, and that kind of got lost. That's why I give credit to Del Toro, who makes it again a father-son thing. And Del Toro, he talks about that in his, now we're going to talk about Del Toro again. He talks about how it is a letter, when he first conceived it, it was going to be about a father and son. And then he does it now. It's like he's the father to his son. He's trying to figure out his placement in it. So now it's more about Victor, you know, and his creation, quote unquote. It's just such a, I wish it wasn't labeled as an old, I wish it was watched more, not just in clips, because watching it all together last night was very special. Cause I've watched this so many times. This is the first time watching it like critically, and it is so good still. And I'm not saying it's good for an old movie. It's just a great movie. It's a reason it's a classic, you know?
What's the I know there's a little bit of drama about the author of the book, right, or like who wrote it. Wasn't it like it was miscredited to someone for like a really long time?
Oh, it's weird because the credits on Frankenstein, it's credited as Mrs. What's her husband's name? It's not Lord Byron, it's the other guy, Percy Shelley.
Mm-hmm. And
then so it's credited based on the book Frankenstein by Mrs. Percy Shelley. And then in Bride, though, it's Mary Shelley, Wollstone Shelley. They get it correct for the second one.
Yeah, well, they go all the credits all the way in with the second one.
Yeah, they have her as a character in the beginning of it. But also the greatness of the first one. The opening credits it goes the creature ? Oh yeah, we don't know who it is. Maybe you know. You know, I love that kind of
that was a real
showmanship back in the day. Found. Yeah, it might have been. Oh man. But just also that no one but him could have played that. He was too skinny. He was a certain kind of complexion. It always bugs me that everyone paints him as being green, and I don't know if that was. I mean, the makeup was green, but that was only because green reflected more light, so he looked white. He's supposed to be dead pallor. I know the books describe it that. But then I know all the posters had him be green, and in the 50s they colorized it for TV, and the posters were all bright. I mean, the poster behind me, he's green, but it's supposed to be like dead white. And it's one of those things where, because I like that he's walking down the street, if you saw a green guy coming at you, but I guess it does make sense because whenever he walks anywhere, like in Bride, it's the monster. I'm like, it's just a dude. He's just
he's just you know,
big.
He's got bolts.
He's got a speech impediment. Come on, guy. Yeah, he's got. little couple scars. You know, he's into body modification. He's goth. So Tom, who would you recommend this one to? You think is it need to be someone who's a film historian?
Oh, I would say yeah, because I would actually say Bride, because this was one of the first few movies after they started getting sound. And so if you notice in Bride, there's way more like music in it. They like figured out score after that point, and even just looking up like James Whale's history and stuff, it's fascinating, like being openly gay at that time period. And all
Well,
of
and that's
his
why Bride is such a fascinating movie, because the guy is unbridled by he's just doing they gave him the keys to the castle, make whatever he wants. And he makes that. So, yeah.
because he didn't want to do it originally. He was burnt out from doing The Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't want to do another monster movie.
I've done that. Well, he's made 2 classics at that point. Why go back and do it again? So yeah.
Right. And so like and also like the censorship that went into it and all that stuff is fascinating to read about. And then looking at movies that come out today and you're like, oh, they censored out them throwing a child in the lake.
Right.
And so
yeah, not to bring it back to
the God blind. And then there's some more censorship in Bride, which I think is such a weird, they can't say mate. They have to say his friend. Because mate is too sexual, and they had to take all the. I never saw it as being necrophilia ever, but we had to make sure that we show he's not making out with the coffin.
Oh wow,
like,
I never.
He wasn't about to.
That.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So do we want to get into Bride now?
We can definitely do that. I feel like I got a lot to say about Bride. That's when I watched most recently, and I watched it for the first time today ever. So.
Okay, so let's blast right into. We'll do a spot there, and then we'll.
Oh wait, I was gonna say the funny story I found out about the first movie though is the little girl who gets yeeted. They paid her in deviled eggs because she was on a strict diet, and I was like, it just made me laugh. I was like, okay. She was like, they were like, what do you want? You can have anything if you let us throw you in the water with much. And she went, I want some deviled eggs.
That's amazing. I don't know why, but I just a picture like they got a little girl from like some village somewhere, just like, come here, here's some deviled eggs for you.
Well, I'm assuming she was like a universal, like a stage actor, you know, like a go ahead.
It's like basically like Dance Moms before Dance Moms was a thing. Like her mom was obsessed and wanted the pretty girl and threw her and like made her be on a strict diet. It's like kind of sad, but like at the same time, she got her deviled eggs at the end of it. Like,
because she's in the second one too, right?
Different character, same actor. Yeah. Well, I know that famously there was the not the bride, but Henry's fiance in the first one, May Clark, was terrified of Karloff in the makeup. And the story is that Boris in his sweet voice, okay, so when I come into the room and I come to get you and you're terrified, look at my hand, my upstage hand, and I'll be waving my pinky or my ring finger, it doesn't matter. And then you'll know it's just Boris playing with you. Oh, so that's how she got through it. And meanwhile, the little girl who's like, little Maria, who's a little girl, and she gets murdered in the thing. And she just goes, I want to ride with him in the car. He's my friend. And so she was just like on his knee the entire time. And I'm like, that's just the greatest thing ever.
I'm telling you,
and I know they had to.
There's something about that monster design that's just like kids love it. I don't know.
I think it's 1,000. Yeah, it's because I think it's he's played. The eyes are so sad, and kids just always want to reach out and go, why are you sad? And then when the smile comes up, you know, no one's ever going on Dracula's lap, you know.
Yeah.
Or Art the Clown for that matter.
All right, and that was part 1 of 2 of our Frankenstein coverage with Tom. If you want to let us know how you feel about any of these movies, you can hit us up at TDMMVI pod at all of your social medias down below, or you can email us directly at tdmmvipod@gmail.com. Let us know. I want to know about, because it's such a unique movie in that it is so old, but it just doesn't feel that old. So I kind of want to hear you guys' opinions. Anyone that's watching this for the first time, kind of what was your mindset going into it, and how did it kind of circumvent how you felt you were going to feel about this movie? Because I know I for sure went in feeling like it was going to be a bit of a drag, and it just isn't. It's just super fun, and yeah. So let us know what you think. But until next time, till we cover part 2, I'm Jesse Spitzer,
and I'm Jerry Lees.
And this has been The Devil Made Me View It. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, guys.